Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today I'm moving the cows and the calves. This is a spring calving herd. There's a few, I think there's 28 fall calvers in here. As you can see, our cattle are healthy, to say the least. They're happy, and they like moving. I'm a little bit close right here, but you know what? So far, nothing's run over me. There's 320 head coming down through here, and they're excited. They're going on to wintered stockpile fescue. This is what they call the Kentucky 31 endophyte infected fescue. Best winter feed there is. If you have it, you can use it. You don't have to plant it. It's already here. You just got to learn to graze it right. And, you know, if you're taking it all down to the ground, doing the total grazing thing on Kentucky 31, they've already showed the endophyte is the highest in the first 2 inches above the soil level. So you start taking fescue down to the dirt, doing the total grazing thing, it's going to burn you. You're going to have animals come up limping because it always affects the feet. They call that fescue foot. You also have tail switches. So the tail, the bone, right at the end of the bone, the whole switch will fall off because of the endophyte. So just don't graze it down that short. Move them. Move them. You know, Isaac made the comment this morning, you know, just taking the tips off these plants on the first rotation around our farm in the wintertime. What it does is it leaves a good soil collector. And, you know, you get a couple warm days, even in December, we've noticed some of this grass is growing back, even though it's frosted. The other big thing is we're leaving enough behind that our whole farm is exposed to us for another rotation. Well, why don't you just take it all? Just take it all on the first pass. Well, if you do that, what you've done is you've taken away part of your farm for March. So now you get into March mud month and it's just raining like the bejeebers and it won't stop raining. Where are you gonna move your cows? You've already grazed off everything behind you. You've taken the whole thing. You haven't left anything. Total graze, take it all. You don't have any place to put those animals. You gotta have some sod left out and some cover in March. And you know, we're going to get another graze out of that paddock I just took him out of. And that's going to come to us this is the middle of December. We'll be back there about the middle of February. Is it as good? Absolutely not. They've already taken the top off of it, but there's still going to be green left in that paddock. Compliments of Kentucky 31. And so it's still going to be awful good feed. Just give them a bigger area. That's how you take care of that. Folks, there isn't a single animal in here that's thin. Every one of them are packed in good condition. And the other thing is, they still have the calves on them. We have not weaned the calves. These are spring calves, most of them, 90% of them. Look at that calf right there. Now, he is just a chunk. So they're just getting a little bit of milk from the cow, and a good cow should be able to do that. Give them a little bit of milk, winter them on the fat of the back. Well, I'm sorry, but if your cows aren't fat right now and you haven't taken the calf off, you're gonna have a wreck. Cows are just gonna get thinner. And then, I mean, they're probably not gonna breed back in the spring. They'll be too thin. The calf's gonna be stunted when it comes out. It's just it's a bad deal. So get your cows in that kind of condition right there. Look at that. Those cows are fat. They're all 900 to 1,000 pound cows though. There's not a cow in there that'll go over probably 1,050. The bigger your cows are, the harder they are to keep fat on grass. Now if you're filthy rich and you got a ton of grain to feed them, you can make anything look good. There was a guy put a deal up on that regenerative grazing website the other day. He had a big old black bowl in there And he's talking about, you know, I won't say what he's talking about, but basically, what was in the background was about 150 feed bins, all tied together with a rope. Yep, that's right. Plastic barrels tied together with a rope, so you could feed them grain, making them eat wood. The forage is like wood. There's no way to make a living on grass. You can't be feeding 300 animals grain. You might as well not do anything than work your tail off and go through the winter freezing to death and not make anything as you fed all your calf crop up in grain. That just doesn't make good common sense. I'm not a rocket scientist, but I'm not gonna give the grain guys my calf crop. Not when I can do it with this. It doesn't cost me anything. Sure not gonna be feeding them grain. The guy had, I don't know, there was 2 lines of bunks out there, and each one was probably 100 feet long. Plastic barrels looked like a little choo-choo train all tied together, where you could pour grain to a big herd of cattle. That just slays me. Why would you do that? You got the wrong cattle, or you're not grazing correctly. You shouldn't have to do that. But anyway, I'm gonna regress from that. Yeah. Some people call this selective grazing. You can call it whatever you want. I've heard it called adaptive grazing, mob grazing, planned grazing. I'll tell you one thing it's not, and that's total grazing. I am not taking it to the dirt. I'm leaving a good residual out here, so when I come back in 60 days, I got something to graze again. And if you take away half of your farm because you took it all, it's gonna bite you in the butt. In March, where are you gonna put them? It hasn't stopped raining for 15 days. You gotta spread these animals out and move them faster. Well, you don't spread them out, move them faster, you don't have anything to go to because you took it all. Just be careful out there, folks. That's all I'm saying. I've been in this business for a long time. And they're, oh, Greg, you're gonna go broke. Yeah, well, whatever. I think we're up to 24 farms now. We just keep growing. And we're not going broke. We're making money. Our cattle herd's getting better. Our bottom line's getting better. And so let the results speak for themselves. That's all I'm gonna say. But folks, you all have a good one, and be safe out there. And remember, every day you got, you don't know if you're gonna get another one tomorrow. So enjoy it. Enjoy it, because you're not gonna get this day back. Have a good one. Take care.